Max Verstappen has once again been in the spotlight with speculation surrounding his future in racing. Rumors of a possible move to Aston Martin have intensified after a recent report revealed that the Silverstone-based team had made the Red Bull racing driver a very lucrative contract offer. Although both Aston Martin and Verstappen's team have denied the rumors with brief responses, a closer look at the situation suggests that a big move in Formula One could be in the works. Is this just a rumor, or is there a bigger plan afoot? Let's take a closer look. Aston Martin has reportedly made a lucrative offer to Max Verstappen, namely a contract worth £200 million per year for 5 years. With the total deal reaching a fantastic figure of £1 billion, this offer is certainly one that is hard to ignore, even for a top driver like Verstappen. However, the brief response from Verstappen's camp, which was simply interesting, suggests that further discussions may be taking place behind closed doors. Aston Martin owner Lawrence Stroll is said to have big ambitions to bring Verstappen to his team. Stroll has reportedly made it clear to his inner circle that signing Verstappen is one of his top priorities. This big ambition is in line with Aston Martin's strategic move to become one of the most dominant teams in Formula One. This effort will be strengthened by the presence of Honda as its new engine partner from the 2026 season. In addition, Aston Martin is continuing to build the capacity of its team by recruiting a number of key personnel from rival teams, including experienced technicians and aerodynamic specialists, to support its great ambitions to make history in the world of racing. On the other hand, Verstappen himself has spoken out about his future in F1. In various interviews, he has emphasized that happiness is the main factor in making decisions, not money or even a career legacy. "I don't feel the need to win championships elsewhere to prove something," Verstappen said. "I'm happy where I am, and it would be great to spend my career with one team, which is Red Bull." There are concerns, however, about Red Bull's ability to maintain its dominance. Correlational issues in car development have been acknowledged by the team, and it is possible that these difficulties could continue into 2025. If Red Bull is unable to deliver a competitive car, Verstappen's decision to stay could change. Red Bull also faces other internal challenges. Several key personnel have left the team in recent years, including Dan Fallows, who is now with Aston Martin. The loss of such talent raises serious questions about Red Bull's ability to develop a dominant car in the future. If this trend continues, Verstappen may feel the need to seek new opportunities to ensure he remains at the top. Veteran Aston Martin driver Fernando Alonso is expected to call time on his career at the end of the 2026 season, leaving Aston Martin looking for a long-term replacement, with Verstappen clearly a prime target. Alonso himself has stated that he is open to extending his contract if the situation allows, but is aware that his time in F1 is coming to an end. In his most recent interview, Alonso said, "The new regulations in 2026 will be a big challenge. If we can be competitive, I could consider extending my contract, but I will take each season with full concentration." On the other hand, Lance Stroll's performance is a critical point in Aston Martin's plans. Adrian Newey, who is now involved with the Silverstone team, has reportedly stated that Stroll is not competent enough to compete at the highest level. Although Lawrence Stroll has invested a lot of resources in supporting his son's career, pressure from partners and internal staff could make Lance's position increasingly difficult to maintain. The decision to replace Lance Stroll is not an easy one, given his important role in securing much-needed financial support for the team. However, if the continued poor performance cannot be improved, then Aston Martin may be forced to consider other options. This would be a necessary step, especially if they intend to become a serious contender for the World Championship and achieve greater success in the future. Another factor that influenced Verstappen's decision was the internal tension at Red Bull. Jos Verstappen, who is Max's father and mentor, is known to be a frequent critic of Red Bull's policies and management, particularly Christian Horner. He has often questioned the team's ability to continue to provide a competitive car for Max, especially after several key personnel left the team, such as Paul Monahan and Dan Fallows. Jos stressed that if Red Bull is unable to provide a car that is easy to drive and remains competitive, Max may consider looking for opportunities with another team. If Max feels that there is no more chance of winning at Red Bull, then a change of team can no longer be ruled out, said Jos. He added that Max does not want to waste his time at a team that is not competitive, considering how short a career in F1 is and how many challenges there are. Adding to the internal tension is speculation that a number of Red Bull team members are frustrated with the direction of the current management. If this internal conflict is not resolved wisely, it could have a negative impact on the stability of the team and ultimately influence Verstappen's decision to stay with Red Bull. The year 2026 is expected to be one of the most important milestones in the world of Formula One, marked by the presence of major changes in technical regulations and engines that will affect the competitive landscape between teams. Aston Martin, with its strategic collaboration with Honda, is showing great ambition to become a dominant force in the sport. If they are able to design and build a very competitive car, the opportunity to attract the attention of drivers like Max Verstappen will be even greater. The involvement of Adrian Newey, one of the best Formula One car designers of all time, at Aston Martin also provides significant advantages in the development process of their cars, which can be a decisive factor in facing this new era. The new regulations that are being implemented are expected to bring about major changes in the dynamics of Formula One competition. With the implementation of ever-tighter budget constraints and a focus on developing more environmentally friendly technology, every team will need to innovate and think creatively to stay relevant and competitive. Aston Martin seems to have taken this challenge seriously. They have made massive investments in building new facilities, including a very sophisticated wind tunnel and a state-of-the-art technology development center. All of these moves reflect their commitment to becoming one of the strongest teams in the new era of Formula One. However, the plan to bring Max Verstappen to Aston Martin is not an easy decision. One of the biggest challenges is Lance Stroll's position, which has been questioned for a long time. Replacing Stroll is not an easy move considering the position of his father, Lawrence Stroll, as team owner. However, if Lance Stroll's performance on track continues to disappoint, pressure from partners, sponsors, and other stakeholders could force the team to make a big decision, even if it means a significant change in their driver lineup. The speculation surrounding Max Verstappen's possible move to the Aston Martin team has opened a new chapter in the long and dynamic journey of Formula One. Not only is this a hot topic, but it has the potential to have a major impact on the future of this highly competitive racing sport. With a fantastic contract offer, the strategic support of Honda, and the great ambitions of Aston Martin, this decision could be a significant turning point in the competitive landscape of Formula One. However, Verstappen's future cannot be separated from another very important factor, namely the performance of the Red Bull team over the next few years. As a team that has been an important part of Verstappen's career and great success, Red Bull will certainly not let him go so easily. The question is whether Verstappen will decide to remain loyal to Red Bull, the home of his extraordinary achievements, or whether he will be tempted by the ambitious project that Aston Martin is developing. Only time will tell the answer to this great mystery. But one thing is for sure, the saga surrounding Verstappen's future will continue to be a very interesting topic of discussion and will dominate the Formula One world for years to come. In a sport full of uncertainty, intense competition, and rapid change, every decision Verstappen makes will not only have a major impact on his career, but will also have a significant influence on the direction and future of Formula One as a whole. Leave your thoughts in the comments below.